On today's cold email teardown, we are talking about selling conversion rate optimization services, and we're gonna go through a 3 email drip, and we've got actual stats, so I'm excited. Here we go. Hey Alex, first off, I wanted to say I've watched a ton of your videos and let you know how useful they are. Thanks. That's a guy that's appreciative. You know, I'm not saying anything bad about you, but like, when are you gonna leave a comment, huh? If you have left a comment already, thank you. This is a new style I'm trying called intimacy. I'm gonna just make aggressive eye contact with the camera and ask for you to leave good comments. This teardown's gone off the rails already. So, first off, I just wanted to say I've watched a ton of your videos, know how useful they are. I set up a cold email campaign to help out a mate who's freelancing. He's offering conversion rate optimization to help digital agencies. Unfortunately, I haven't had that good of a response for him. So here we got 127 emails out, 79% sent, 24% opened, 0% clicked, 3% replied, 10% bounced. So 24% open rate is extremely low, and that means we're gonna look at the subject line. Then from there, we'll look at the other topics. But he sent all 3 emails. It's a 3-sequence drip, and he's using Mailshake to send it out. All 3 responses he's had were negative, by the way. So subject line, I would say question about CRO reads as question about Crow to somebody that doesn't know anything about conversion rate optimization, which actually brings us to a bigger point, acronyms. If you're using an acronym in your email, you better make sure that everyone knows what you're talking about. Because even as a marketer, if you're not thinking conversion rate optimization every single day, you might read that as Crow and you might not open the email, as evidenced by the 25% open rate. Or you might just say question about CRO and think, oh, my company is not named CRO, I'm not gonna open the email. There's a million misunderstandings that could happen by putting an acronym in the email. So I would actually just test question about company and make that a custom field here. That's the subject line I would test, and let's jump into the email. Hi name, your ex-client project is one of the best marketing projects I've seen. This is everything that's wrong with cold email right here. If you're not customizing this line, you can't say stuff like, it's the best marketing project I've seen. What does that even mean? What is that? I'm a little peeved, all right? If it's a good marketing project, you're complimenting them on results. And if you're complimenting them on their amazing ability to get results, why would they need conversion rate optimization? That's a general rule of thumb for all cold emails. Don't compliment people on something that you're going to say in the next line they're not doing great. So, hey name, love the work you did for this project, impressive. Are you the best person to speak with at this agency in relation to conversion rate optimization training for your clients? Are you the best person to speak at? That's up to you as the sales guy to find out if they're the best person. Assume you're speaking to the right person and actually pitch them on your service. I've helped 24 agencies in the last year with conversion rate optimization. Hang on. There were some case studies, however, that stood out, especially the website designs. If you're a conversion rate expert and you're looking at their sites and you're finding conversion problems, that would be the time to reach out. So I'm gonna assume that's the frame of this email. So the lead choice here would be agencies that have client projects and case studies that obviously look like they could be improved with conversion rate optimization. I've helped 24 agencies in the last year with conversion rate optimization for their clients and would love to do the same for your company. If so, would you or nothing be interested in knowing how CRO can increase agency revenue? Do they know what CRO is or do they not know what CRO is? I'm gonna assume they know what conversion rate optimization is but don't know the acronym. And if that was the assumption you made, it doesn't make any sense to educate them on CRO if they already know enough at least to know what the acronym means. It doesn't make any sense. P.S. You can read a short blog about my tips for the CRO course I teach for the CIM. Again, CRO, CIM. I could Google CIM, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna delete it. I've helped 24 agencies and then maybe 2 agency names, Fuzz, Fueled, in the last year with conversion rate optimization for their clients and would love to do the same for your company. We do a 2-day on-site workshop that will give you sales materials and training to make more revenue selling conversion rate optimization as an add-on service. Would love to run through the details on a quick call and see if there's a fit. Thanks, Joe. So this is email 1. I would remove this as well, just because I don't know what the blog post is about and I don't know what CIM stands for. So, second email. Hi, first name. I almost forgot to send you my article from the Drum on Western versus Eastern personalization and CRO. P.S. If you don't look after conversion rate optimization or training your staff, please feel free to forward my email onto a relevant colleague. I know this is what it says to do in predictable revenue. People know how to use email a lot more than they did when that book was written, and they will forward it if it makes sense for a colleague to look at it. You don't have to ask for that forward, at least not here. P.S. I almost forgot to send you my article. Like, it's disingenuous to say stuff like this in an email drip, and they know it's an email drip because you're sending it to marketing people. They know about cold emails. So when you say stuff like, this was the greatest marketing project I've ever seen, congratulations, or I almost forgot to send this to you, here's my article, they can see right through that stuff and it turns them off. They're not gonna respond to an email like that. Hey, first name, wanted to make sure this didn't get buried. And I like this article, right? Here's an article from the Drum on Western versus Eastern personalization. That's a great, interesting article title. In conversion rate optimization. Mind if I send over a few times for a quick call? The problem with sending this link in this email is you're asking them now for two things, right? Click the link and book a meeting with me instead of just one thing. But if this article is really great, I haven't read it, maybe send it. If not, just remove this and the email still works. So now we're on to the third email, final email in the sequence. Hi, first name. Just wanted to check if you're interested at all in CRO services or CRO training for your clients. This requires no work from you. We create this deck slides for your pitch. Otherwise, I bid you good day and won't contact you again. This comes off as too aggressive in a really weird way. So I'd remove that otherwise. Just wanted to check if you're interested at all in CRO services. Hi, first name. At this point, I'll assume you're not interested in adding conversion rate optimization as a service this year. If anything changes and you'd like to hear how our training can increase company, so their agency name's revenue and client sales conversion, please let me know. Thanks, Joe. And there's your email. There's your email drip right here. I'll put a link to download this in the description, as always. Also, if you want us to do this for your agency, that's experiment27.com. We write cold emails, we book meetings with enterprise companies, and most importantly, we find you enterprise companies to work with. If you found this video valuable, I would love if you would share it with a friend or two. We're trying to hit 100,000 subs, so every share helps the channel and helps me. I'm Alex Berman. Thanks.